our conversation on this matter of gender-based violence. Now, many women continuing to suffer at the hands of men, some of them loved ones. Now there are growing calls to begin educating young boys. Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by Sindiswa Mbonambi from the My Identity Restoration as we continue to focus on the Sindiswa. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
At the weekend, we saw Bladen Zimande, the General Secretary of the Communist Party, addressing a workers' congress and saying, we've been doing well. We've done very well in focusing on the girl child,
yes,
but it's time to focus on boys to make them better young men. And he made this point that about 60% of young men who are serving life sentences in a jail in KwaZulu-Natal, I can't remember which one,
Westville.
In Westville,
Yes.
they have committed gender-based violence, and they are there. So if we don't do anything today, it's going to get worse and worse going forward. Would you agree with that sentiment? Let's start there first.
I do, completely. I do agree with it. In my identity restoration campaign, we deal with boys from as young as 9 years. What I've picked up is that a lot of them have lost who they are. They've lost identity of themselves. Remember, men, when they were created to provide, to protect, and to procreate. Now, because they don't understand that aspect, they become angry within themselves. And what they do, they take it out onto the weakest link. In this instance, it's women.
Where does it all begin? At the start of the show, last week, Wednesday, my show here on ENCA, and also a couple of days ago, I said, to me, it seems like it begins at home.
Yes, it does.
And our homes are broken, largely.
They have. They have. That is why I was saying earlier on to one of your producers to say, we have lost who we are. What men see in our society now is the image. It's not the character of the men. Now, if we can take those boys to the triple Ps that I've just described, the protection, the providing, and the procreating. And the providing, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the guidance. I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about intelligence. Now, these men, because of the frustration that they have, they're taking it out on women to say, I'm so frustrated, I don't know who I am, and then because you are doing so well as a woman, I cannot relate, and they hit you, they kill you.
What's the root cause from when you engage with these boys, 9 years old and others, what you pick up could be the root cause for us having lost that way and created this misidentification of the role of a man?
Society, like I said, society creates the image that they cannot relate to. My son, I'm a mother of a 13-year-old boy. Now, he cannot relate to you because he sees you on TV. We don't see men in the ground. Do you understand? We don't see men in the ground who are doing their look. Look, with women or with girls, you can talk to them verbally. They understand. With boys, you need to act. You need to be consistent. If I say to my boys, polish the shoes, I don't just say it, I do it so that he can relate to it. We need to see a lot of men on the ground. My neighbors, the uncles, the brothers, the nieces, the cousins.
So in the parental responsibility that you are dispersing as a mother, a father figure is also important as part of that equation?
It is hugely important. It is hugely important because if there's no father, remember, boys understand the tough hand. They understand that language of physicality, not in terms of violence, but to see things done. They're very physical. They're very explosive. So they want to do things. You put the blocks and you show the boys, this is what we do, and they do it.
Is the experience, you're not the first person to say this. I earlier here this morning, I had Charlie Peterson.
Okay.
He's a founder of Growing Up Without a Father Foundation, where they're also mentoring boys as well from a very young age going forward. He also said something similar, but I'm just going to use my own words in paraphrasing it. Boys and girls are sort of naturally wired differently. So if you have to understand that as well.
Yes.
And secondly, that values in society are the ones that are causing problems for us, or lack of values.
Yes, it is. Like I said, mostly we will go back to, I'm going to make an illustration that I always do with the boys. If you are driving a car and it's on steep hill and it jams, what do? You go back to the basics. You start a car fresh. Now we are dealing with the symptoms of the problem of losing the identity. Once we restore that from our men, from our boys as they grow, they will understand who they are. Now they're not going to take every Tom, Dick and Harry into their lives because they know who they are. They know that they have to protect this territory, which is a woman. They need to protect their kids because it's their world. But if they don't understand that, that's when they take their frustration on those victims.
Now, you mentioned the 3 Ps, providing, protecting and procreation as part of your campaign and your organization, My Identity Restoration. How are they responding? Those boys that have been through your program currently, do you see a discernible change?
Very slow, but it's there to say they understand that I have to protect a mother, not just my mom, but any mom around the society. I have to protect a girl, not just my sister, but any girl. So I always tell them that when you protect, you're protecting this world. You're not going to hit me because you are frustrated from your friends or from your peers. You're not going to not provide. You have to be intelligent. Remember, men have to lead. Right? Intelligence, wisdom, guidance. If I see a man who leads, I follow as a woman. Do you understand? It's not about money. One of the boys was saying to me yesterday, I can respect my father because he doesn't have a father. He said, I can respect my father who doesn't work, but can work and lead and help out with the dishes while my mom is working and lead me as a father. He doesn't have to have money. You can have a lot of money and still be a bad man. You cannot have money and still have good ideas. So that's the kind of men that we need, not the ones that are presented to us by the society.
As you're speaking there, I just had a thought here. Do you think the way the world has become so obsessed with materialism, is also that bit of a problem? Because some guys would say, I'm not a good enough man because I don't have money, or I don't drive a nice car, or I don't... Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Look, this studio is a form of an idea. There was no money. Somebody had an idea, the money followed. If somebody had money and say, I want to build a studio and no idea, it's not going to materialize. So society bring this image to our boys, to our society.
So in your organization with the boys, you're tackling those kind of, of concepts and
that you are not less of a man when you don't have money. You can still have wisdom, you can still have intelligence, you can still have leadership skills, you can still have a lot of things that you're going to contribute into the house apart from having money.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and good luck with your program. And no, don't go yet. We really appreciate it because on the program yesterday and today, I decided with this call that we need to focus on the boys now and educating them. We need to really expose more of these organizations. And you've got a website where people can find you?
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
My Identity Restoration Campaign.
My Identity Restoration is on Facebook. That's Sindiswa Mbonambi. She's the founder and owner of this, and she's working with boys as young as 9 as we begin to focus correctly into the future on boys as we're trying to tackle the root causes of gender-based violence. Not that we should stop doing the work we've been doing, which has been great on girls, but now we must also bring on boys to create that balance so we are able to take the steps that are needed to stop this madness of gender-based violence in our country.